Buddy. This is Real Estate Reality with yours truly, Diana Roberts with EXP, the Cliff Freeman Group. I have got some wonderful ladies here with me. Diane Hurt with HFX Roof Foundation. I was going to put the roofing with it. And IG Roofing and Construction. You're a woman owned and vet, right?
That's right.
Retired vet.
Yeah.
What branch were you in?
I'm not a vet.
Oh,
My nephew's the
oh, your
vet.
nephew. Okay, yes. Okay,
Yeah.
so your nephew, you and your nephew.
Mhm.
That's right. I shouldn't put that in. So I love that though, that you got into this. So what got you into this? What started all? Oh, now let me introduce the lovely
Patricia.
Patricia.
Champion.
Yes, Patricia is with us too. I love it. And you are on the IG roofing side, right?
Actually, I'm on both sides.
Oh, you're
for
on
her.
both sides?
Yes.
Okay, this is amazing. I love empowering women, and so this is great. So I'm gonna go back to you. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I forgot that I didn't introduce you, so
That's
I
okay.
apologize. It's been an off morning for me.
You're good.
All right, go ahead, Diane. Tell us what got you started.
Well, I always say, sorry, I've been battling the allergy season.
Same.
Yes.
Yes.
And the ragweed's killing me
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
So, what got me into this? I would say that I'm an entrepreneur at heart. Right. Like, and I am good for a setup. Like I love building something. Right. And then I want to move on to something else. So I raised 5 kids here in Johnson County. Like Johnson
Oh.
County is where I was born and raised. And in that process, I got to experience a lot of different things. Did transportation logistics for a while, worked for a couple of local CPAs here in Burleson for years, built a daycare. Like it's just been one project after another. And so when the opportunity arose to start my own business, I really didn't want to.
Oh, really?
It's such a commitment.
It is a big commitment. That's true.
It's a commitment. Everybody gets paid before you.
Yeah.
It's a big commitment.
Yeah.
And I really didn't want to do it, but I kept being led, by my past and by creator to do this. Like this is the road he wanted me on.
I love it.
And so at 50 years old, I started my own business,
That's
and
amazing.
yeah, like I said, it's not what I wanted to do. I always loved working for the smaller businesses and building the dream, right?
Yeah.
But then being able to move on and do the next dream. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so this was a big commitment for me. And so it's turned out to be one of the best things. Like it's like when you get what you always wanted, but you never knew you wanted it.
Yes.
It's kind of like that thing.
Oh, and I think that's life.
Yeah.
That is life. And to be able to embrace that and just to have gone for it is huge.
Yeah.
So I applaud you for that. Yes.
And being able to meet other beautiful women
Yeah.
who have so much to offer that a lot of times there's women we just don't know what we have to offer.
That's right.
What we're capable of.
Yeah.
Like the things that we walk through and the strength that we carry, we don't even know until we're put in a position to use it and draw on it,
Yeah.
and to be able to bring other women with you is like amazing to me.
Oh,
It just is,
Yes. Oh, I love it. It gives a check because I do feel like, definitely generational have in generation and time, things have changed for women a lot. And it just continues to change. And we continue to grow and be these beautiful, amazing versions of what our past, our grandparents before them, they didn't have that. They didn't have this ambition and motivation like we do now,
Yeah.
And I think it's just great how times have changed, but I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to have you ladies on the show,
Yeah.
talk about what you do, how you can help. Cause I'm a realtor. So of course I need services like this for my clients a lot. Right.
Right.
So I'd love to be able to, have that, have us be able to connect and
So
do that
Patricia's
too.
she's the one who can tell us all about the company. So
yes.
let's give her a chance to do that. Like, how did you get into this? 'Cause
Yes. I would love to hear that.
This
Yes.
is not her first career.
Oh, where
This
did you
is
do
not my first
before?
career. I was a nurse for 25 years.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. I did not know that about
Yes,
you.
Yes.
That's awesome.
And then, went through some life changes, ended up going through a divorce and found a different career, something that I never knew that I even wanted or would be good at.
Right.
But I met Diane and she said, "Hey, come do some marketing for me." And so I was like, well, okay, I'll give that a try. And so it's been about a year and a half that I've been working for her. I didn't have a clue how to do marketing. It was all on the job training. It's turned out pretty good. Our values line up. I like what we do. We provide a service for customers, a necessary service, and do it with integrity.
That's
you know?
awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so you guys do a lot of different things that you do, like roofing as well as foundation. So
So,
if you want to dig into
yeah.
that too for us, let us know. Yes,
So
please.
IG Roofing and Construction is a woman-owned business. She's the sole owner, Diane. And then HFX Foundation Solutions is a partnership with her nephew, which is a veteran and woman-owned foundation company. So there are not a lot of women in foundation repair or roofing.
No,
And
there's
so
not.
when I go and get to market to realtors and let them know that we do, that's usually the first thing I bring up. And not only is it a woman-owned, but she has women that work for her, right?
Yes.
And so I think that's really important.
That is very important. I think to have a woman, a woman run business and then have women as well surrounding you, I think that just empowers, I'm sure you more, and empowers these ladies too, right?
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
I
And I have two daughters, and then I have 9 grandkids.
Oh, wow.
I know. And so the love that goes into nursing a family that size. We had a birthday party at the house yesterday for one of the grandkids.
Yeah,
And
that's sweet.
and when we get together, there's 30 of us. We raised 5 kids,
Yeah.
my husband and I, and they're a blended family. Like, I had 4 from a previous marriage, he had 1 from a previous marriage, and we raised them all in the same whole house as brothers and sisters. And I get tickled because they're, our oldest is 34 and our youngest is 26, and they still refer to us as the parents.
Oh, wow.
Right. So growing up and being a part of the community and all of those things that we did, like we're getting to reap the benefits of that now.
Oh, absolutely.
And getting to see beautiful people created from the relationship that started 24 years ago between us, that's been honored. He supported me. He worked for the railroad.
Oh, wow.
So there were a lot of times that I felt like a single mom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Because they're gone a lot,
He
right?
was gone all the time.
Yeah.
He was a locomotive engineer, and he was gone
Oh, wow.
all the time. And so a lot of times it was like being a single mom,
Yeah.
with 5 kids. And so getting to be, it's just different today.
It
Like
is.
getting to, and that was working full time, being mom full time, being, coach, whatever was going on, we were involved in all of it.
Uh-huh.
With 5 kids, you can't really not be involved in something all the time, and so getting to do all of those things really helped build some stamina that it takes to run a business.
Yeah.
And Patricia's really kind. Like, I would love to say that I work 60 hours a week. I don't. I probably work 15 hours a week and worry the other 45.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I do. I go out and do inspections and I meet with customers, but I don't consider that part of it work. The work part's when you actually have to be somewhere on time.
Oh, yeah.
That's the work part. And I only have to do that about 5 or 6 times a week,
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. And she makes it look easy. Like, she makes my life easy.
I love that.
And so
we all need a Patricia in our life. I
she
feel.
has been a godsend.
I know I do.
Yeah, she has been a godsend. She's
Yes.
she's that person who, she's like, hey, you need to go here, you need to do this. And that's what I've needed. Like, that lack of direction.
Yes.
I can get really ADHD on my own.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So,
I was gifted with ADHD, so I
yeah,
completely understand.
absolutely.
That's why sometimes I'm like, okay, wait, where am I at? What do I need to say next? Where am I going next? It can be
you
like
need
that.
a Patricia.
I do.
And a Google Calendar, right?
Oh, yes.
That's what I was about to say, is the calendar. Like, I have to maintain the calendar.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I need somebody to maintain my calendar
That's it.
for me.
That's
So
it.
I'm working on that. I'm actually hiring an assistant because I went
Nice.
to this training and I found out that I need to have an assistant.
Mhm.
Like, that is where my lack is.
Mhm.
That's where I'm lacking.
That's what I learned a year and a half ago. I'm like, oh, why didn't I do this sooner?
Yes, exactly. Like, I'm so ready. Like, I'm ready for her to come on board. So
Yeah.
we're working on that. I'm getting that situated. So
It
then,
takes time, so be patient. Like,
yes,
It does.
I didn't know Diane before 2 years ago.
right.
And so building that relationship and learning what she needed and how I could support her.
Yes.
It
Oh,
takes time.
okay. So I'll give her. pretty much I've known this person for a while, and she kind of has done it already a little bit, here and there with me. So I'm hoping that, it's going to be smooth. But yes, I know it's going to take a little time because I've got a lot on my plate that I would love to have her help out with. So I'm glad that you have a Patricia.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah, she saved me. She saved me
Yes.
for sure. And that's the thing. Like we have Bonnie. Bonnie was with us and she's moved on, and like watching her grow. Bonnie came in, she did Patricia's job for about 3 years,
Oh, nice.
She managed Diane,
Yeah.
She also managed my office. Like she wore about 5 hats. And so she needed a break. She needed, she got her like insurance adjuster's license.
Nice.
And moved on and started doing some other things that are like building her life
Yeah.
as a single mom, and so it's been amazing, like to get to be a part of someone's story.
Yes.
I
love
mean,
that.
to me, that's the amazing part, is getting to be a part of someone's story.
Yes. No, I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
I do.
And I have a daughter in real estate.
You do?
Mm-hmm. She works for the Green Team, Shelley Green Team.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
She works with them, and then I have one that works for a company called Joe Cox Companies.
Okay.
They own roses.
Oh.
And she's been there for years, and I mean,
Nice.
like the women who support the businesses that operate around here, like, is just amazing to me. Like, women just are the backbone
Yes.
that you just don't see as often.
That's exactly right. And we
Yeah.
need to be able to, work together. And that's one of the things I feel like, this year was a little bit more challenging. I felt for me to get out more into the community. And so now I'm working on trying to do that. That's why I've been showing up more a little bit on the Thursday breakfast. That's where I met you.
Yes.
Yes. And I know I had met you before at, it was at the, what is that place, the event center in Joshua, the new one,
The James Event Center.
Yes, I met you there a
Mhm.
while back
Mm-hmm.
because I used to be a little bit more out and doing things, and this year has been a little bit more challenging for me to do it.
Man, it's been weird, like getting back out of COVID. Like
Yes.
COVID changed things so much, and it's like we're not afraid anymore,
Yeah,
right? Like we
right.
went through that period where we were afraid because we didn't know what was going on.
Yes.
Now we're not afraid anymore, but we're like, man, life was easier when we didn't have to interact with people,
Or get dressed to leave your house.
or get dressed to leave your house, or
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's nice.
Yes.
It's nice that the world's coming back together.
Oh, I agree. I 100% agree. That's why, like, with my band, that's kind of like getting me out in the community a little bit more again. So I love it. But it's a
So
lot
what
of fun.
kind of music do you sing?
We do rock. I sing rock,
Nice.
rock and roll, 1990s, 2000 rock.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. That's why I'm a little out of it today. Cause
Hey,
I was out in the sun.
So recently what were we doing? We were doing an event, and we were talking about what decade of music. What were we? Oh, it was for one of the parties that we did here in Burleson. And
Oh, nice.
and so we were hiring the DJ, and the DJ's like, what decade of music are you? And I'm like, like the 80s.
Yeah.
And Patricia's like, no one there's gonna know
No.
that. I was like, what? And so it recently occurred to me that like the 70s were 50 years ago.
Well, yeah. I know. It's so weird when you think back that way, right?
yeah.
I try not to.
I know, right? And so I was like,
Oh
we
man.
can't have 80s music at the parties anymore. She's like, it's 40 years old. The average age of the party goer is like 26. I'm like,
I don't know about that though. My kids love like the classics. My son's a guitar player.
mhm.
My other son's a drummer and he's learning the guitar now. And they love like I'm wearing my Journey shirt.
Yeah, right.
I mean, that's 80s.
I think we also did another event where we took some realtors
Yeah.
on a little trip, and we did a bingo, right?
Oh, that's what it
Oh, that's
was.
fun.
A music
Yeah.
bingo. And yes, and so that's when she said the 80s, and I said maybe the early 2000s.
Yeah. Mix it up, play
Yes.
some 80s. I go from the 80s to 2000. Let's go.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite song to sing?
My favorite song to sing. Oh man, I have a few of them. But I would have to say it's Death by Rock and Roll by Pretty Reckless.
Okay.
I really do
Nice.
like that one. That one's one of my fun ones. And Zombie's always been one of my one of the ones that I get requested the most
Okay.
Nice.
is Zombie by the Cranberries.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. So It's pretty fun.
And I know
sounds
both
fun.
those songs,
Yeah.
so that's awesome.
Right? Well, thank you. Yeah, see? And you know, I like that you like that you know Death by Rock and Roll because a lot of I found out a lot of times I like so the two gigs that I've had here recently, people didn't even know that song.
Really?
Yeah. And so I tried to make it kid friendly yesterday because there are some things like in that song that
Yeah.
it was a kid friendly event. So I was like, we're gonna mix this up.
Yes. I mean,
So-
I am 50, but like my music preference is still hard rock.
Why y'all don't look
I'm older than that. I was 50 when I started my business. So
oh, okay.
yeah.
But yeah, no, I would not have guessed that. I would
get
not
that
have
a
guessed
lot.
that like at all. Oh my goodness.
She does get that a lot. It's really kind of sickening. You know?
Yeah. Well, she's doing something good. We might have to talk skincare later.
We can.
All right, awesome. So tell me a little bit more about where you when did you guys actually start? When did you start your business? I know you said 50. So how many years have you guys been in business? Oh, she
Right.
does like I don't want to tell now. If you don't want to say, I completely
No,
get
you're
it.
good.
Okay.
So we started in August of 2018. And
Nice.
just to share a little of my story, this is kind of how what happened is I was working for another foundation repair company.
Yeah.
And I loved the business, right? And my sister died. She had a very short, brief stint of brain cancer.
Oh man.
And it was like 92 days from diagnosis to when she crossed, right?
Wow.
And so some things changed for me with that because I've lost parents, I've lost aunts, uncles, things like that, right? I cannot tell you the difference it makes to lose someone who's always been in your life.
Yeah.
Right. She was my younger sister. She was 21 months younger than me. We did everything together. We smoked cigarettes together out behind the barn. We snuck out together so that she wouldn't tell on me. I mean, like we did everything together. And so over the years, we raised our kids together. We were pregnant at the same time. We lived two doors down from each other. And then, when she died, we live out in the country and they lived right around the corner from us, and so it was a big loss.
Yeah.
And sometimes we're not prepared for those losses.
No.
Right. And a loss like that, I think the loss of a child is the worst loss that I can imagine. But my life changed drastically when she left here.
Yes.
Right. Because it was like all of a sudden I didn't know. It was like someone had left me here unsupervised. You know what I'm saying? Like all of a sudden I was just unsupervised, and so I went through a real journey.
Yeah.
I started on a journey looking for, a spiritual fix for that void. Right.
Right.
And this was just part of that process that got me through that journey, and it took every bit of 4 years for that to change. But in that process, about 8 months in, I just couldn't do what I was doing anymore and support what I was supporting anymore. And decided, I got to do something different.
Right.
And that's how the company came about is I actually was quitting the business. Like I was just done with it. People didn't do what they said they were going to do. Their integrity did not match their words. I just was done with it. We don't get to spend very much time here.
Yeah. Absolutely.
This is the shortest part of the journey.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so I just needed for it to be sincere and genuine and real and authentic.
Oh, I
Right.
love that. Yes.
And those are the things that came from that. But I quit that job and I wasn't going to do this. I didn't know what I was going to do, but I wasn't going to do that anymore.
Right.
Right. And so I'm sitting on my couch, and people keep calling. I'd made these bonds with these realtors over the years because I'd been doing it about 4 or 5 years at that point. And I'd been making these bonds and they kept calling and I was like, well, I quit the company. And they're like, well, will you just come do my foundation inspection? Like I have this buyer, I have this seller, and I just trust you, I just trust you. Will you just come do the inspection? If it needs work, I'll hire someone else to do the work. And about a week into that, one of my friends called and I was telling them what I was doing. They're like, why? You're obviously supposed to own a foundation company.
Uh-huh.
Start your foundation company.
Yes.
And that's like, I don't want to own a company. That's such a commitment, But
Yes.
that was the calling,
Yeah.
And I don't know that we ever know when we're going to get our next calling.
Right.
It may not always be this. This may not be a forever thing for me, right?
Right.
But what am I doing while I'm here?
Yes.
Right.
Oh,
And so like that was the calling, and it's still the calling. Like I wake up every day and what is our purpose today?
Yeah.
Right? And my
Yeah.
purpose is to find someone who's looking for that little bit of spiritual hope, right? And to pass that on, because that is the one thing that we can give each other is hope.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
and if I haven't learned anything else, I've for sure learned that.
Oh, that's beautiful.
You know, so that's it. You know, I just
Yeah.
go out and do whatever God puts in front of me today.
I love
Because
that.
really, today's all I've got, man.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I was
Yeah.
just talking about that on my last show.
Yeah,
You know, like yesterday is history, today is a gift, it's
I
a
know.
present,
Yeah,
and wait, oh my gosh, tomorrow is a mystery.
yeah. Yesterday is history.
Yes,
Tomorrow is a mystery,
yes,
and that's it's the present, and that's why they call it a gift.
exactly. Thank you. I should have had you come over here and say, "Can you say it for me?" Because I was butchering it earlier.
I was trying to telepathically give it to
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Good to hear you.
Oh, I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
it was a great show. Your
Thank
last
you.
show.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a positivity toolbox.
Nice.
And I try to put as much positivity out there as I can. You know, I went and got my life coach certification and went through with that because really I did that because I wanted to live my best life and be the best version of myself. And so I went and I started doing all the research and started finding things that would help me, and ended up meeting a couple of life coaches that just took me under their wing. And it was beautiful. It was the most beautiful experience. And the journey that I'm on now is just, it's incredible.
Yeah.
You know, when I woke up and I realized how much better my life is, that I'm more positive and that I live a more positive mindset, and that I'm living in the present moment. I'm more aware. You know, I feel like that has definitely created so much more around me that has just been so much more beautiful.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah. Yeah. I feel that's kind of where you're at.
I mean, it's just such like being authentic. It just
Yes.
feels so good.
It does. It does.
You know, just getting to be who I am.
Yeah. And genuine, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So, and that's what I love. I love the genuineness of people.
Yeah.
So I love it.
And it's nice to work in a place where you can do that.
Yes.
You know, that's not true for everyone,
Right.
but being able to go to work and be who I am, you know, even talking about, we had this conversation, it's been a long time now, but about faith. You know, I worked in a career where I wasn't allowed to talk about that for a
Yeah.
long time.
Yeah.
Even though we were surrounded oftentimes by death and those sorts of things.
Which that's where it should be, if you ask me.
It should be, but it
yes.
wasn't allowed.
Yeah. Yes.
And so now I can, you
Yeah.
know, like if that comes up, you know, if I'm at work and I'm talking with a customer or you know, anyone, and like, you know, sometimes you can just see people hurting, you know, and
Yes.
it's not that I would ever want to push my belief on someone else, but even just being able to talk about that there is something greater than us, you know, and
Yes.
that we do have a purpose and a reason to be here, and that there is a reason to have hope. Like that wasn't something I always got to share in my previous career. And so just being able to have a place where I can go and be myself and not have to worry about, you know, how I can help someone that day,
Yeah.
more seeking out how I can help someone that day.
I love that. I love that. And I feel like that's why a lot of people are, you know, probably drawn to your business, and drawn to both of you to, you know, be the customer for you, right?
Yeah.
Because of that, you
Yeah.
know, I mean, there needs to be more of that in communities. I mean, not in communities, but in, you know, in workplaces. I
For
feel
sure.
right,
Yeah,
right.
I agree.
Yeah.
100%.
Not just for the customers, but for you and your you know, your employees too.
Mhm.
What I've seen a lot of is employees being mistreated, you know, or, you know, pushed aside, or just looked at as, oh, well, you're underneath me.
You're replaceable.
You're replaceable. Yeah. And I feel like, you know, nobody should feel replaceable.
Mhm.
Nobody
I agree.
should.
Yeah. And no one really is,
No,
because no two people are the same.
that's exactly right.
You know, so they're not really replaceable.
Yeah.
You could have something different, right?
Right.
Yeah, they're not replaceable. They're people.
Yes.
People aren't replaceable.
That's right.
You know, I will say this though, through all of this, so I didn't meet Patricia until October or November of 21.
Correct.
And and so like her being the age she is and us building the friendship we have, it has filled some of that hole that was created when my sister left.
Oh,
You know, so you know, I always say God doesn't close a door without opening a window.
that's right.
and so she's been that. Recently I have a lot of women in my life, right? And recently they had Daughters Day, National Daughters Day
Yes.
Facebook.
Yeah.
on
Yeah. I saw
Facebook, right?
that.
And so I have a lot of women in my life, period. But there's some that you just get attached to, right? And so
Yes.
I had tagged a few in a Facebook post, and I called Patricia and I was like, hey, I didn't want you to get offended, but like, I don't really consider you a daughter. You're more like you would be celebrated on National Sisters Day.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
And
And
so, yeah, that's been kind of the gift.
yes.
Like, I started the business, and God's like, maybe I started the business so that I got to meet Patricia and have this relationship.
Yes.
I
Absolutely.
mean, I don't know.
I think that's
It's been
beautiful.
amazing. It's been absolutely amazing. My kids, they call her when I'm not acting right.
Nice.
They'll call her and be like, I really need you to talk to mom, And-
Or I need a babysitter.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. She's also the babysitter.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and her and my husband and I, like, to just meet someone and like just build that instant bond has
Yes.
been just amazing,
Aw.
so it's been really cool to have her on our team for sure. And she does such a great job representing our companies,
Yes.
like, and so recently we talked about the charcuterie event.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Did you go?
I did not get to make it.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Well, real quick, we're going to go to a really quick break, guys, but we will be right back. Make sure to stay tuned. We'll see you in just a bit.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Because Christian Faith Publishing is an author-friendly publisher who understands that your labor is more than just a book. We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process, professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the publishing industry. And as always, you will retain 100% of the rights to your book.
I was looking to find a company that I could trust, one that assisted in the editing process completely.
The most important qualities that I was looking for was a publisher who was honest and upfront, no hidden costs or fees, and owning the rights to my own work.
Christian Faith Publishing will publish, market, and sell your books in all major bookstores, online booksellers, as well as specialty Christian bookstores. Call for your free author submission kit.
800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. That's 800-978-4812.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395.
Serving Johnson County, Texas. Joco Community Radio.
Home, a place where I can go to take this off my shoulders. Someone take me home. Home, a place where I can go to take this off my shoulders.
So happy I picked this.
Someone take me
This song is so great.
It is good.
It gets you going. Hello, guys. Thank you so much for staying tuned for Real Estate Reality. Emergencies can happen, and when it comes to your roof, time is of the essence. Whether it's a leak, a storm, or an insurance claim, the High and Tight Roofing team provides top-notch roofing services that guarantee your peace of mind. They understand how important your home is to you, which is why they always go the extra mile to ensure your roofing needs are met with precision and care. Give them a call at 682-444-1399. Let's do it right. Choose High and Tight for all your roofing needs. And my other sponsor, amazing sponsor, is ZVU Inspections. Are you in the process of buying or selling a home? Please be sure you have all the information you need with a professional home inspection with ZVU Inspections. Their team of licensed and certified inspectors provide comprehensive and thorough inspections that leave no stone unturned. We understand that buying or selling a home can be a stressful process, which is why we make it our mission to provide you with the peace of mind you deserve. Don't take any chances when it comes to your home. Trust the experts at ZView Inspections to provide you with information you need to make an informed decision. Inspect before you invest with ZView Inspections. Contact us today at 682 587 9651 to schedule your inspection. Evenings and short notice are available. All right. Oh, I hit the wrong one. I did it again. Okay, there we go. Hi, guys. We're back. Oh, my goodness. I'm having a day today. Woo, it's all right. I'll bring it back. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. Okay, so I have these beautiful ladies with me still here with me. We're going to talk some more about your business and what you guys can do for your customers. Well, I know you wanted to finish with the charcuterie. Let's go back to that first really quick and then we can circle back.
Well, I was talking about Patricia and
Yes.
The difference a year can make, right?
Yes.
So last year, the charcuterie event was like one of her first functions to really stand alone and be responsible for making her own connections, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And she said when she came back this year, she said, the difference is last year, not only did I not have a clue what I was doing, like I also didn't have a clue who anyone in the room was, right? And she said this year it felt so much different to like not only know what she was there to do and what the company does that she represents, but to like recognize and know people.
Yes.
And to see our successes, right? Because that's when we start to recognize that, oh, I am doing what I set out to do.
Right. Absolutely.
And I think that's important to acknowledge our own successes sometimes.
Oh, yes. 100%.
For sure.
Yes.
So a little bit about HFX foundation repair. So if you live in North Texas, you've heard about foundation repair.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And so there's a lot of companies out there.
Yes.
And there's a lot of companies who sell peers. There's a lot of companies that do evaluations for free, all of those things. The only thing that I can tell you about my company is that we're going to come out. We're going to give you an honest evaluation. Yes. We're going to put something in writing, whether it says that you don't need to do anything or you need to do everything.
Right.
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 Either way or whatever in between, we're going to put that in writing and we're going to give it to you to present to your client and explain to you why it needs to happen, or explain to your client why, as an agent, why it needs to happen.
Right. Absolutely.
Right.
Yes.
And there are lots of times I always say that I'm like the worst salesman for my company because I talk more people out of doing work than I do into it.
Uh-huh.
And there's a reason for that because not every bit of every piece of work needs to be done today.
Yes.
Right.
No, that's true. And I think people will appreciate that though too. You know,
yeah.
I really feel that. I feel that when people are trying to push, like I want to use this as an example. I'm not going to say a company or anything like that, but a lot of HVAC companies, they want to push a whole new unit, even though there could be just a part or a couple parts or something that could be replaced. Right.
Right.
And I feel like that takes the integrity down for that company.
Exactly.
So I feel for you, I think that is the right way to go about it because your integrity is now being presented to these people and they're going to pick you.
And that's the goal is I want to do, the whole thing is I want to be able to do what I said I would do.
Right.
Right. And so if I go making promises that I can't keep,
yes.
then I don't even trust in myself, let alone be able to talk to you to trust in me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What I do today, I want to be able to look myself in the eye for tomorrow.
That's right.
Right. And that applies in every aspect of my life. But it's one of the reasons that I started my own company.
That's awesome.
Is yes. I want to be able to do what I say I'm going to do and follow through with it.
Yeah.
And perfect example, like we don't always get it right. If you're in business long enough, you're going to have mistakes.
Absolutely.
And here recently I had told an agent, she called me and said, hey, how much is a engineer's report? And so I just quoted, I didn't ask any other questions, right? Yeah. This is a lesson for me, right?
Right.
Again, because I always learn the same lessons over and over again.
I understand.
But I told her, standard pricing. I didn't ask any questions, didn't know what. And she was like, well, will you set it up? And so I thought that that we were doing it on a job that we were doing for her.
Yeah.
Well, it turned out some title company or someone had asked for a structural engineer's report on this house. And so he went out and he did it. Well, it cost much more than what I quoted her because it was a totally different kind of report, right?
Yeah.
And so she came to me. I had gone on vacation, and when I came back, I was at their office and I was doing my morning meeting with them, and she came to me after the meeting. She said, "Can we talk?" And she had gotten a bill from my company for the amount of this inspection this engineer had gone out to do, and it was like 3 times the price I had quoted her.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
not happy,
Right.
I mean, luckily she didn't call me out in the middle of the meeting with 40 realtors, right?
Yeah.
But she was like, "Can we talk?" And so I said, "Oh, I am so sorry. Like, that is my mistake, and I will take care of it. You will pay the amount that I told you,
Right.
and I'll take care of it, right?"
Yeah.
And so I called my office, who was not happy with me, because they're like, "Well, like, we're not in this to pay other people's bills." I'm like, "I get it, right?"
Yeah.
But I said, "This is my mistake. I quoted her a price that I shouldn't have done."
Right.
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 I should have got all the information, but I was in a hurry. I was fixing to go on vacation. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Those human things, right?
It is. Yeah.
And so I went ahead and I covered that. Right. Well, the next day she called me and said, "Hey, we want to do the work. Can you do the work?" Right. I don't cover, if I hadn't covered that, that part of the conversation would have never happened.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
And so no, I didn't make any money off that job, right? Because
Right.
I paid part of it, but I did exactly what I was supposed to do.
Yes.
Right. I did what I told her I would do.
Right.
And next time when there is an opportunity to make money,
Yeah.
she's going to call me.
Absolutely.
I truly believe that. So what we do today sets up our tomorrow, whether we set it up to fail or succeed.
I agree with that 100%.
And so like being able to go out and give an honest evaluation of a house, like there's nothing better than that feeling.
Yes.
Nothing better,
I like that. That's why you're going to help me out.
Yeah.
Whatever. If I got a client that needs it, I was doing investment properties there for a little bit, but that's kind of I've put a halt on that.
Right.
But yeah. I'll be calling you.
Yeah.
One thing I
Yeah.
always say too is that, and it sounds weird, but like we're not in the job of selling peers.
Right.
Yes, that is our job to sell peers, but like that is not what we do. Like we're going to come out, whether it's Diane or Aaron, her nephew, they're going to go out and look at your home and tell you if it needs work or doesn't need work. Right. And if it doesn't need work, they're going to tell you that. And I don't think that is the case
huge.
with a lot of companies,
Right.
because they want to sell peers. Right.
Mhm.
And so they're going to find something wrong with your home.
Yeah.
I have gotten to go with Diane on a lot of inspections, and a lot of times, hey, let's just watch this. Let's watch this through another season and see, does it change? Does the door always stick in the summer and then doesn't stick in the winter? Well, that's okay. We can probably just watch that.
Yes.
And what I've gotten to do a lot lately, because I have built a lot of relationships, is whether it's a realtor or a mortgage guy or a title person, they call me for their personal home, right? And so I got to go with Diane on an inspection for someone that I know for his personal home. And yes, there's some issues, but she's just so straightforward. Like, hey, this is what you need. Like 4 piers this side, 4 piers that side. Let's get it scheduled. It's just, and then we're going to warranty that work, right? Any work that we do, for a slab foundation comes with a lifetime warranty. So if there's ever problems, all you have to do is call us and let us know, and we're going to come back and do that warranty inspection for free.
Yes.
And then any warranty work that's needed.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I think that's important.
That's huge. That's huge. I think that's very important because I think your clients are, and not only that, but I know you getting out there and meeting these other people are definitely bringing a lot more business, right? Like that's my motto is get out there and get in front of people.
Yep.
Yes.
Right. Like I'm not gonna, I can be on phones all day, but really and truthfully, and I can send out flyers, but really and truthfully, it's going to take me actually going and meeting people.
Because when they know me, right,
Yeah.
and we have a relationship and they've seen me, whether it's every Wednesday morning at a breakfast or every Thursday morning at a breakfast, if we go and do work for them, like I'm still going to be there, right?
Yeah,
Like I have to be able to know that what we're going to do is correct.
Yes.
Because you're going to see me again. And I tell people, if something happened, if there's an issue, let me know, because we can't fix it if we don't know it.
Absolutely.
So let us know if you're not happy. But so far things have worked out really well.
I love it. I love it. I think this is great. I think what you guys have going on is amazing. And so you guys do have an IG roofing and construction company too, right?
We do. Our favorite's fire burnouts.
Oh, okay.
Don't tell my husband I said that.
Okay. Why is that? Okay, give me more.
Hey,
Like,
because
what?
he does all the work, you know.
Oh, okay.
I'm the planner.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
He'll be like, no,
No.
the fire burnouts are not our favorite. No, anything where like that creativity
Yeah.
gets to kick in, love it.
Oh, I
you
bet.
know?
Yes.
Yeah, I can come up with some stuff.
Okay.
You know, I can come up with new ideas all over the place, and he can
Okay.
verify that.
All right. Give me a for instance.
Well, so
or an example, I should say, really. Oh my gosh.
So a couple of years ago, usually this is about the time of year that I'll get a big remodel.
Yeah.
And I love them. Like one a year is enough because I don't know that our marriage would take more than that, right? But one a year we're good for one a year. You know?
Yes.
And a couple of years ago, we did this one. It was kind of like a barn.
Okay, yeah.
It was wood, and the whole inside, you know, you've not gone into log cabins.
Yes.
And they had all wood, like it was so dark, you know, and
Oh.
they had lived in this for like 22 years, and she wanted to lighten up her house.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we go in and we take all of this wood out of this house, right? And we put up sheetrock. He built this beautiful railing for the stairs.
Oh.
We got to redo this whole house. It was absolutely gorgeous, still absolutely gorgeous. And here's my thing is like, they still call to let us know that everything's going well.
I love
Like
that.
they're our neighbor, you
Oh,
know, they're
yeah.
like one of our neighbors, and they're like, things are still going, everything still works in the house. I'm like, that's amazing. You know, I mean, nothing better than
That's
2
what
or
we
3
want.
years later, someone's calling saying, hey, everything still works,
Yes.
you know? So, and I've gotten to be a part of changing somebody's life. Like that's
Oh.
amazing. Like we've tore out walls and put up beams, and like the whole place was different when we were done, and it was amazing. And just to watch, like feel, it's not even about watching, it's about feeling, because you can feel when people's energy is like refreshed.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so to feel that refreshment hit somebody is just amazing. And that hope, it's that one thing we can share with each other, you know,
Yes.
and it just shows on all of us. You
I
know?
love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that made it more what they wanted in their home, right?
Yeah.
Like their home feels like home.
Yeah.
And they're feeling great. They're loving it. I love that.
Yeah.
That's huge. That's
It is.
huge.
It's huge.
Because you know, a lot of times when I walk in with a buyer, you know, we can go to many different houses. Like they tell me what they want, I take them to it, and then they're gonna find something wrong with it.
That's right.
You know,
That's right.
so it's great when you know I can help them present an idea to address.
The thing we
just
always,
one or two things.
the thing we're always like, what do you want it to look like? Right. The question really we should be asking is, what do you want it to feel like?
Oh yeah, that's
Like
good.
when we walk into the house, what do you want it to feel like?
Yeah. That's a
Yeah,
great
okay.
question. I'm gonna start using that.
Yeah.
Thank you,
so-
Diane.
Yeah. So like, what do you want it to feel like? And what do you want it to smell like?
Yeah.
All right. Like
Mhm.
when you think about that feeling that I want it to feel like home. Well, what does home smell like?
Mhm.
What does home like? What do you, when you close it, what colors does it have?
Yes.
You know, and so that's the way we get to know people. That's
Mhm.
how we build a relationship.
That's very true.
You
That is
know?
very true. Yeah, because I ask what their wants and needs are, but you're absolutely correct. Like the feeling is really where it's at. Because what they feel when they walk in that home is going to be okay. I can already tell. I can pretty much already tell with the buyer when we're walking through the front door
Mhm.
what's going to happen.
Mhm.
I'm more of a listing agent. However, I do still work with buyers. But listings is what I like. I like to have the house. Like I like to have my listings. I like to have my people that I'm listing the house for. I like it to smell like
Mhm.
fresh baked cookies or
Mhm.
something.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then you got to light it up, put some candles on, do something, like keep it clean, very precise, like no clutter, no nothing. And when buyers walk into that house, I know that house is going to get sold because that's how it looks when
That's
they walk
right.
into it
Yep.
and they smell it.
Yeah.
So you're right. I should look at it that way in the same perspective as my buyer. So I
Mhm.
love that. That's
Mhm.
I
What do
learn
you-
something new every day, and I love it.
I know. What do you want it to feel like? What do you want life to feel like? Like if you close
Yes.
your eyes right now in this moment, what do you want today to feel like?
Yeah,
I mean, it's a beautiful day.
it is a beautiful.
I am
day.
so glad we're past the last 160 days of 100+ degree weather.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I'm sure for work wise too.
Yeah. Well,
Oh.
I mean,
Our crews are very happy about it too.
That's what I was gonna say. I bet the crew is like, yes, thank you.
Yes.
Yes. 'Cause
Yeah,
I understand.
Hoel hasn't told me how hot it is all week.
Oh, I bet you love that. You're like, aren't you loving it? Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's now motorcycle riding weather again, and I'm loving that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, everybody watch out for your local cyclists,
Yes,
for real.
please.
Bicycle
Yes.
riders and motorcycle riders,
Absolutely.
they're out and about in this weather, you know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They're all out.
Yeah.
I was one of them not that long ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
For sure.
So, but yeah, and construction wise, when you guys do construction, you can do remodels. So I feel that's very important
Mhm.
for them to know.
Mhm.
Is that mainly what you guys focus on, or do you guys focus on roofs as well? Or is it a little bit of both, a combination of all of it?
I think it's a combination of everything. We do a lot of roofs. So foundation is like, how would you explain it? Foundation is like how that's our staple.
Right.
Right.
Because that's where it
Um,
started, right?
That is where
Okay.
it started. I
Yeah.
did roofs for years.
Yes.
But foundations is where it started, right?
Yeah.
And the whole roofing thing is really just a convenience.
Yes.
It's just we're going to be there doing your foundation inspection. We can go ahead and knock out your roof inspection.
Yes.
They're free of charge. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
the two big things that if there's no-nos on the list, if you've got a buyer and they're like, all right, I want something that don't have any foundation and problems, or, I want something that has a decent roof or whatever. Right.
Yeah.
So if you have that buyer and they're like, it's a no-go if it's a foundation. Well, you don't want to go hire, a full Trek home inspector to
Mhm.
find out that there's a foundation issue and they just wasted $450 because they weren't willing to even look at it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so go ahead and knock out those two big items
Right.
before you even spend your client's money getting the truck inspection.
Yes. I
You
agree
know?
with that. I like my listings to definitely have the inspections prior
Mhm.
to. That way it's just not,
Knowing what you're going into.
Right. Yes,
Especially in
exactly.
the market right now.
Yes.
you know?
Yes.
I'm so glad the market's changed.
I know, me too.
I really am. Like, we were starving to death during no one had to do anything to a house in order for it to sell.
Yes.
you know?
Yes. Yes.
I mean, we were down to painting doors for people. You know what I'm
Right?
saying? Like, you want a door painted? I'll paint a door for you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
Like, I
exactly.
mean, it's really,
It's
you
good.
know, it's good.
Yeah, it's definitely getting good. Yeah,
Mhm.
I agree. Yeah, I've got 3 new listings coming up soon too. So
Nice.
that's
Here in
awesome.
Burleson?
Yeah, 2 in Burleson, 1 in Terrell.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So
I mean, that's
Good
where
stuff.
you go first Monday if you're going to go to Terrell. It's close to Canton,
yeah. Oh yeah, I love Canton.
Yeah.
It's beautiful there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have real green trees out there.
They do. They
Mhm.
do. And I have 2 listings already in Terrell. They're beautiful houses. I'm hoping that we're going to be going under contract on those soon. But yeah, the trees, where it's at, it's an older like neighborhood, so it's beautiful. So yeah. Yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
May have to talk to you about the other one that I have in Terrell.
All
I don't
right.
know if you want to go out to Terrell, but
I'm always down for a road trip.
all right, cool. Okay. Okay. We might have to do this then.
We work all the way from, we've gone to Terrell many times to do inspections, Sherman, Denison,
Yeah.
all the way down to Stephenville.
Oh, sweet.
Done some work in Hamilton and Lampasas.
Okay.
So like we go all over, it is about the relationships. And like, say I work with a realtor regularly and they get some off the wall listing, I'll go take care of it for you. That way, you know who you're working with. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, it's all about taking care of the people who are taking care of you.
Exactly. I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
That's why I don't mind going out to Terrell.
Yeah.
When I first started, I was like, I'm not going any further than, I don't know, I would say like maybe an hour and 40 minutes or something. And no, that has definitely changed and shifted. And
Yes, it has.
further into my career. So
Yeah. How long you been an agent?
I am almost on 5 years.
Wow.
I am about to work on getting my brokerage license.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
So, because I'd like to start coaching other agents and get them, performing.
And EXP
Yeah.
has a great program for that.
They do. They
Yeah.
do. I love EXP. I've been very fortunate to be with them and that they put up with me.
When we first started our company, we officed in off of Berry Street in Fort Worth.
Yeah.
And we were in an EXP office.
Oh, nice.
Whenever like they had a community, they rented out some of their spaces,
Yeah.
they called it the Fort Worth Real Estate Center. And it was Erica, I can't remember her name now, her last name. But yeah, she was with EXP and she's done really well there.
That's awesome.
So it's really cool. And she does a women in real estate thing. Like she does a coaching thing like that too. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
pretty cool.
I might need to connect with her.
You might.
I don't know if I've met her yet. I might have.
You might have.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm always like, see, and that's the other thing that I was saying. I need to start going more to these events. And so when are you guys going to have another event before next year?
So
Or
that
do
wasn't
anything?
our event.
Okay.
That was Stuart Title and Cherie Lindsay.
Okay,
And
yes.
she does a great job. Last year
She does.
she does a great job with it. But it's Christmas time. I'm sure there's events coming. Like we're gonna have all kinds of parties coming up.
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
true.
so,
That's true.
yeah, I'm gonna make sure you get the invite.
Yes, please. All
For
right.
sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'd love that. I need to be more involved and get out there more.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I hear you. I need.
I know. I've been. It's
I
been
really
busy.
should. I should have myself all the time.
Yes, I do too. I do too. And it's okay because I mean it's gonna happen. It's
It
gonna
is.
happen. I'm gonna make
Yep.
it happen. The rest of this year that's what I'm gonna focus on.
Okay.
So is
Okay.
being around more people and going more to more events. Not that I just got complacent with the people here in this area. I want
Right.
to, I still want to be a big part of this community, but I want to also branch out a little bit too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
It's easy to get like strung out too.
Yes.
Like you're going here and there, and next thing
Uh-huh.
you know, you're like, I don't even know the last time I was at my house.
Right. Oh yeah, I've had a couple of weeks like that
Yeah.
within this month. No,
Yeah.
last month.
Yeah.
Last month. Month just started.
Yeah. The new months, new trends.
Yes, yes. All right, so we've got a little bit more time left. I definitely want to make sure that people know how to get a hold of you guys.
Mhm.
And you guys do have a location where they can even
We
stop
do.
in. Okay.
We do. We have a location off of 121 in Riverside.
Okay.
It's not. I mean, it's a shop, right?
Right.
But if you want a cup of coffee, please come by and see us. We're at 500 Alfred Avenue,
All right.
right there in Fort Worth.
Okay.
121 in Riverside, and then we're out and about every week. We make the Burleson Tour Group breakfast.
Yes. Yes, on Thursdays, which
on
is
Thursdays
nice. I love
at
those.
our place. Yeah,
I know. I need to go this Thursday. I'm going to be coming this next Thursday.
Good. I'll see you
Yes,
there.
I will see you there. Yes.
And then on Wednesdays, Old South, the Fort Worth Tour Group
Okay.
meets at Old South over on University in Fort Worth.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's at 9.
Yes.
It's at 9 in the
Oh,
back
that'd be
room.
a good one.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you
Um,
can call us too. The office.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was getting there.
Okay, go.
So we have phones.
Okay, that's good. You need phones.
Well, the important thing is that we have phones that we answer.
That's great.
Right?
Yes. Yes. That's always
So,
important.
Yeah, we have our office. Our office, the number for our office is 817-770-0174. And then my cell number is 817-933-7420. And you can look us up on the World Wide Web. We're on the
Absolutely.
World Wide Web.
Yes.
Inspectionsgalore.com,
Okay.
hfxfoundation.com.
Okay.
And I'm going to kick in a little plug here. My husband owns JH3 Gutters and Metalworks.
Oh, awesome.
So he does, they do seamless gutters and any kind of gate or fence fabrication, pipe fence, welding. He can make just about anything.
Nice.
Yeah. So, we have all those things going on. You can give us a call.
Yes.
And I've been here all my life. Like, call me. I'll tell you whether it's worth. I'll even tell you who I worry about competing against. Right?
Yes.
Like,
yes.
because you should know your competition too if you're
Absolutely.
going to be in the business. And so there are other companies out there that do what they say they're going to do,
Yes.
just like I do. And if you call me and ask me, I'll tell you who they are.
I love that.
Right? So yeah,
Yeah, because sometimes you want a second opinion.
that's right.
Sometimes, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all out here to just provide, right? To provide a service.
And I tell people all the time, you should get a second opinion.
Yeah.
I love it when you get a second opinion.
Yeah.
You should call a structural engineer. I bet you 5 to 1, they're going to tell you the same thing I'm telling you right now. Like,
All
I
right.
love it whenever, I have that much confidence in what we do and how we do it.
I love it.
I know that we do it right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's important.
It
That is very important.
It is important.
So, and I like that you're, because that's how I am, I mean, I'm not, there's so many realtors. I get that, I know I have competition as well,
Yeah.
but it's like, I'm meant to work with who I get in front of and
That's
who
right.
gets in front of me,
That's right.
and sometimes I might not, sometimes somebody else might be better for that person
Hey,
too. Even
there's that old saying, not all money's good money.
that's exactly right. Sometimes I want to fire them. I'm like, oh, you're fired. I can't, sorry.
I can't do it.
I can't do it.
Today is not
I
the
don't
day.
think I'm the right realtor for you. I'm sorry. I'm not
I
sorry.
think it's also important to say that like we're a locally own small business,
Yes.
so that if you call, whether it's me or the office or Diane, like I know who's going to come to your house to do your inspection,
Yes.
and I know the crew that's going to come and do that work. So, there's a big push to use locally owned small businesses now. And a lot of times when you think of roofing or foundation repair, what you see on TV are those big businesses, right?
Yes.
And I'm not going to mention any, but chances are they don't all know each other.
Yeah.
We all know each other. We all work
I think that's
together.
important.
We're part of each other's lives, even on a personal level. And so, to support small local business, I think is important.
Absolutely. And we need to do that more often. Absolutely, for sure, too.
Yes.
Because our community is everything.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you for having us today.
Yes.
Thank you for
Thank
coming on,
you.
ladies. I've loved this. I'd love to have you guys back on. And guys, hey, just so you know, I will be putting their information in the comments on our Facebook so that you have that if you need it. All right. Thank you guys so much. And we'll see you next Monday.
All
Thank
right.
you.
All right. Bye.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of Johnson County, Joco Community Radio.
Here's important new information from the Diabetes Solution Center for you, a family member, or a loved one suffering with diabetes. If you have lost your provider, or if you need a provider for diabetic supplies, you may qualify to receive your diabetic testing supplies now with little or no out-of-pocket cost, regardless of your age. All you need is Medicare or private insurance to be potentially eligible. Call the Diabetes Solution Center right now for details. Just takes a couple of minutes. Our friendly, knowledgeable agents will give you free, no-obligation information, handle all the insurance paperwork, and make sure your supplies are delivered directly to your door for free.
Call U.S. Medical Supply 24 hours a day.